It's been almost 5 years, but the Black Clover anime is finally back and it's better than ever. We got our first proper look at the final core of Bleach TYBW and it's quite promising. They announced a Chainsawman sequel project mere months after the Arc movie, and Hell's Paradise Season 2 is almost here and it actually looks quite good. Kinda. Welcome back to another episode of this month in anime, or is it this week, because it technically hasn't been a full month since the last one. I don't know, and it literally does not matter. Welcome back to another episode of whatever the f this is. Look, all this is a quick recap of the recently concluded Jump Festa 2026. It's just a simple, quick, hopefully easy to edit video going over many of the new announcements and trailers we got from it. Let's not overcomplicate things. Make sure to subscribe. Between this and the JJK trailer breakdown I uploaded yesterday, I'm basically making back-to-back videos now, so subscribe, make it worth my while, please. You can also become a member of this channel. Members get at least 2 exclusive videos per month, custom badges and emojis, shoutouts and more. Just go down there and press the join button. Black Clover Season 2, it's almost upon us, and by almost I mean it's at least 3 seasons away. Close enough, time flies. Anyway, they dropped a trailer for said Black Clover Season 2 today and it looked really good, like surprisingly good, especially for Black Clover, aka one of the most scuffed mainstream productions possibly ever. The animation, the drawing power, the compositing, oh, and did I mention the compositing? It was insane. Now, I'm not sure either way, so take this with a grain of salt, but the common consensus seems to be that this trailer was pre-animated, meaning it was its own isolated production and didn't actually contain scenes from the show from the actual episodes. If true, it would mean behind the scenes, production either hasn't started yet or it has started but hasn't progressed far enough for there to be plenty of finished footage available. Again, I don't know, I will assume the trailer is pre-animated for the rest of this video, but I very well might be wrong, so just keep that in mind. Also, before you start doom posting, the trailer being pre-animated isn't necessarily a bad thing, because chances are the show will start airing in the month of October next year, and assuming it's a standard one-course show, that's a decent amount of time, nothing out of the ordinary. Anyway, speculation aside, I'm sure Season 2 will look good. The producers clearly understand the importance of eye-catching visuals in this day and age, a fact that's evident given some of the PR statements published by them, so I highly doubt they'll leave this IP stranded in the middle of the road like they have in the past. I do genuinely believe this season will fare a lot better behind the scenes. More about the season, it'll obviously undergo a director change. The previous director Tatsuya Yoshihara is now in charge of Chainsaw Man, meaning someone else will have to take over this project, said someone else almost certainly being Ayataka Tanemura. I'm not sure if there has been an official director reveal yet, but come on, it's him. Tanemura was a pillar of the previous iteration of this IP and he's clearly influenced by Yoshihara, so we should continue to see some of that classic Yoshihara flair in this show even when the man himself isn't present. Also maybe, just maybe, we'll see some actual participation from Yoshihara, maybe some key animation or better yet, some storyboards and episode direction. Fingers crossed. Back to the trailer, it looked really solid with some lovely effects and this classic, beautifully drawn, fast-paced action sequence, presumably animated by Black Clover regular Takaya Sunagawa, good stuff. Again, I'm not sure if the trailer is pre-animated, but either way it looked gorgeous, and if the show can maintain this level of quality, we are in for a treat. I can't wait, I quite like Black Clover in case you didn't know. Up next, we have Bleach TYBW. It's been a year, but they finally gave us our first look at the 4th and final core, and it was great. No Bleach slander in this video, sadly. The trailer was quite short, but it was memorable. We had some decentish color use, this ambitious, dynamic 3D background aided shot, some really solid character art, and this snappy, energetic bit of action near the end. Also, just so you know, I don't think that's Yoshihiro Kanno, although I'm willing to be proven wrong. I don't think it's him, doesn't look like his work to me. Again, the trailer looked good. Sure, some of the compositing wasn't perfect in my opinion, it was a bit too overblown and busy, but it is what it is, good stuff. In other news, they announced a sequel to Chainsaw Man and the announcement came with a pretty snazzy pre-animated trailer directed by Kazutaga Sugiyama, really cool stuff. By the way, there is some talk about this upcoming Chainsaw Man project being a movie and not a TV anime thanks to a poorly worded tweet, but I think that's quite unlikely, so take that with a grain of salt. Anyway, in case you were wondering how they were able to announce a sequel this quickly despite the near 3-year wait between season 1 and Raise, it's actually quite simple and it's something I've covered before. Basically, Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man now have their own dedicated core teams, which is different from the previous model, which was just, holy f, we are in trouble, just grab whoever's available, this episode is supposed to go out tomorrow and we have nothing, someone help, which, I don't know about you, but I'd say is quite an upgrade. Long story short, by soft splitting the production line responsible for Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man into isolated teams, they are able to work on multiple projects simultaneously. That's why they can announce sequels this quickly. I'm sure we'll come across additional information regarding the nuances of the split in the near future. Animation nerd talk aside, I don't really have much to say about the upcoming Assassin arc. I've read the manga, but to be honest, I don't really remember much. I just remembered a certain infamous panel, if you know, you know. Still looking forward to it. We also got a new trailer for Hellsparadise Season 2 and it, surprisingly enough, didn't look awful. In fact, it actually looked quite good. For the most part, sure, I don't exactly agree with some of the compositing choices, but by and large it looked decent, with a few really well animated shots sprinkled in here and there. You know, I'm actually quite excited for this show now. It should be fun, barring any unfortunate production collapses. I'm sure I'll talk about it more when it starts airing. Speaking of shows that should be fun barring any unfortunate production collapses, we got a new trailer for Sakamoto Days and it too looked quite good. Of course, unlike Hellsparadise, Sakamoto Days never looked bad to begin with. It was a solid looking show with a few animation highlights here and there, but you know how modern anime fans are, anything short of prime Jujutsu Kaisen is considered badly animated. Anyway, the Sakamoto Days team clearly believes in last impressions because they've been stepping things up with every installment. Core 1 was solid, Core 2 was more ambitious, and it looks like this trend will continue with Season 2. The new trailer featured plenty of fun, energetic action, good stuff. Also, quick shout out to that key visual, it looks really good, a reference to the anime movie Redline if I'm not mistaken. Besides all that, we also have a few miscellaneous announcements to go through, so let's speedrun through them. They announced the third and final season of Kaiju 8, which, good for Kaiju 8 fans I guess, all 16 of them. Jokes aside, I've read the manga and the ending was abysmal in my opinion, not exactly a surprise given the fact that the rest of the series was also abysmal also in my opinion. I will watch it when it comes out because where else will I see legendary animator Tetsuya Nishio work on a TV anime, but let it be known, I don't like this series. They also announced the third season of Dandadan, which is set to air in 2027. A relief because the team was really pushing things with the second season, things were ridiculously rough behind the scenes. I hope Studio Science Saru can use this seemingly lengthy production buffer to sort things out. We also got a new trailer for the Ayumu Watanabe directed Akane Banashi and it looked decent. The designs were charming and the overall vibe and presentation was seemingly on point, although I haven't read the manga. I tried to a while back but I never really got around to it, so I don't know if the adaptation is visually satisfactory, let me know down in the comments. Looking forward to it though. What else? I think that's more or less it. Oh, they announced a sequel to Blue Box, which, yay, I guess. Don't get me wrong, I loved the manga, but I wasn't really impressed with the adaptation, so I'm not exactly moved by this announcement. And that's it, let's keep things short because this is the second video I'm recording in a row and I'm exhausted, let's call it a day. A special thanks to Noot03, Amir and the Gallus90 for becoming tier 3 members, and until next time.